We're live.
Okay, good afternoon. Will sergeants please start their recordings?
PC recording is up.
Thank you.
According to the cloud, all set.
Thank you, and good afternoon, and welcome to today's remote New York City Council hearing of the Committee on Public Safety. At this time, would all council members and council staff please turn on their video? To minimize disruption, please place electronic devices on vibrate or silent mode. Thank you, Chair. We are ready to begin.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I'm Councilmember Adrienne Adams of the 28th District in Queens, and I am the chair of the Committee on Public Safety. I want to thank the members of the Public Safety Committee who are here today. Council members Miller, Rosenthal, Powers, Brannon, Riley, Holden, Gibson, Menchaca, and Rodriguez. We will be voting on two pieces of legislation this afternoon. First, proposed introduction number 2440A, sponsored by myself, Council members Lewis, Cumbo, Dinowitz, Rose, and Rosenthal, will amend the New York City Charter and the Administrative Code in relation to authorizing the Civilian Complaint Review Board to initiate complaints. Currently, the CCRB may only conduct investigations of police misconduct in response to complaints filed by members of the public or final determinations by certain governmental entities. However, members of the public often do not initiate complaints with CCRB following incidents of alleged police misconduct for a variety of reasons, including lack of knowledge of the agency's role, lack of knowledge of how to file a complaint, or fear of retaliation, among many other reasons. This bill grants the CCRB the power to initiate its own complaints against members of the NYPD that allege misconduct involving excessive use of force and abuse of authority. Quite simply, independent police accountability and investigations of police misconduct should not depend on the CCRB receiving a complaint from a member of the public. This bill will change that practice, strengthen the CCRB's investigative work, and improve policing for all New Yorkers. Next, proposed introduction number 2297A, sponsored by Councilmember Moya, the public advocate, Mr. Williams, the speaker, Councilmember Johnson, and Council members Lewis and Dinowitz, will amend the Administrative Code of the City of New York in relation to qualification for service with the police department. This bill amends qualification requirements for New York City police officers by prohibiting the NYPD from appointing an individual if such person had previously been dismissed from any police department due to findings of misconduct or resigned while under investigation pursuant to a charge of misconduct. This bill expands existing law that prohibit the NYPD from rehiring officers previously dismissed by the department and codifies existing department practice of disqualifying applicants previously dismissed from another police department. Taken together, these bills will further the council's ongoing efforts to promote accountability within the NYPD and advance a vision of public safety that reflects the values of the communities we serve. Councilmember Moya has submitted a statement that I will read at this time. Thank you, Chair Adams and my colleagues. We know too well that systemic racism has been plaguing cities around this country for far too long. One too many lives, one too many days. And while there's still much work to be done, every step we take towards meaningful police reform is a step towards dismantling systemic racism. My bill, Intro 2297, will prohibit a person from serving with the police department if such person has previously been dismissed from a police force for misconduct or has resigned from a police force during an investigation for misconduct. If an officer is let go or resigns because of disciplinary issues in another jurisdiction, they should be ineligible for NYPD service, plain and simple. This is how we create more accountability and ensure that we keep these bad apples, those, quote, wandering officers, from coming into our communities. And as the greatest city in the world, we need to be an example of vigorous and positive action so that Black and brown lives are no longer in danger. Thank you for joining me and voting to pass Intro 2297, Councilmember Moya. All right, at this time, I will call for a roll call vote.
Thank you. Good afternoon. William Martin, Committee Clerk, roll call vote, Committee on Public Safety, and proposed introductions 2297A and 2440A. Both items are coupled. Chair Adams.
I vote aye.
you. Rodriguez. We'll come back to Councilmember Rodriguez. Cabrera.
I vote no on 2448 and yes on the rest.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Gibson.
Sorry about that. I vote aye on all.
Thank you. Menchaca.
I vote aye.
Thank you. Thank you. Miller. Councilmember Miller. Okay, we'll come back to Councilmember Miller. Brannan. Councilmember Brannan. We'll come back to Councilmember Brannan as well. One moment. Holden.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I vote no on 2440A and yes on intro 2022-97A.
Got it. Thank you. Thank you. Powers.
I vote aye.
Thank you. Riley.
I vote aye.
Thank you. One moment. Councilmember Miller.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. On is it 2448? I'll be abstaining, and yes on the other.
Okay.
Thank you.
Councilmember Brannan. My apologies. Councilmember Brannan. Councilmember Rodriguez.
I vote aye.
Thank you, sir. Try again, Councilmember Brannan. Madam Chair, if you wish, I can announce the vote now. We can hold it open. Maybe Councilmember Brannan is having some issues.
Yeah, you can announce. I just texted him. I think he's on phone. You can announce the vote. We'll leave the vote open for him.
Sure, you got it. Okay, today's results, Committee on Public Safety, Introduction 2297A is adopted by the committee with, 9 in the affirmative, 0 in the negative, and no abstentions. And 2240A is also adopted by the committee with a vote of 6 in the affirmative, 2 in the negative, and 1 abstention. And we will hold for Councilmember Brannan upon your request.
Okay, thank you.
Billy,
Yes, sir.
I'm here. I vote aye.
Okay, thank you. One moment, please. Okay, final vote now, Committee on Public Safety. Is 2297 is adopted with a vote of 10 in the affirmative, 0 in the negative, no abstentions. And introduction 2240A is now adopted by a vote of 7 in the affirmative, 2 in the negative, and 1 abstention. Madam Chair, that is a full committee.
Thank you very much, Billy, for your help. Thank you to all of my colleagues here today. Everyone who made it out for this vote, really appreciate you. Thank you for your time. This meeting is hereby adjourned.